Welcome back to episode 5 of a super conversation about the Superman franchise. I'm Korbin Zvokel.
I'm Jackson Mahuron.
We're talking about Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. I didn't change my background. I'm going to do that right now. Editing is possible because we haven't started the timer. And we're talking for exactly 10
So
minutes
good.
about the film Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Very excited to get in this one. We're going to start the timer. Three, two, one. The final Christopher Reeve Superman film, our
hmm
multilingual king has to face off against Nuclear Man. Um, so essentially, the Salkinds, the main owners of the Superman property, who produced the first 3 films as well as the last movie we talked about, Supergirl, decide to sell off the franchise to this Canon group, who is able to entice Christopher Reeve back with a bunch of money and back end. Margot Kidder, they bring them all back. There was even consideration to bring Richard Donner back. That doesn't happen because he's doing Lethal Weapon, I think, at the time. They hire Wes Craven. Him and Christopher Reeve don't get along, whatever. Christopher Reeve wants to make this movie, Nuclear Man. They make it happen. What do you think? Is it a good conclusion?
It's it's okay. As we've discussed throughout this franchise, there's little glimmers of just amazing stuff. I don't think Nuclear Man is a highlight for me. Just like an OC original villain. I don't think he might have appeared in the comics recently as like a fun homage,
I
I
think
think
they've brought him
maybe.
back. Yeah, that's what I read.
Yeah. I don't know if he has Gene Hackman's voice also in the comics. I don't know if they can do that with modern technology yet.
AI
Not the
Gene
best
Hackman is
villain.
Nuclear Man in Fortnite coming soon. Watch out.
Exactly. However, I will say, like, at the time of this release in '87, you have all the Cold War context. And so, like, the idea of, like, Superman disarming the nuclear, just standoff between, like, the entire world, I think is, like, kind of interesting and really fun. And also just at the behest of, like, just a kid writing a letter to him, being like, Superman could probably do this. And to me that's just one of the most like Superman things to ever exist on screen is him going to the UN, getting everyone to like agree to give him the missiles and him throwing it into the sun. Amazing. I'm obsessed with it. Like that scene alone is just fantastic. And it gets worse for sure. But how'd you feel about this within the franchise?
I agree. There are moments of this where I'm like, this is my favorite stuff. The nuclear disarmament, I know,
hmm
was a sole Christopher Reeve idea, and that's kind of the thing he really
It's
wanted to
great.
make happen here. And I think it's great. You say it's timely, then it's timely now. Not to date this too much in
Timely
world
now,
events, but like,
unfortunately.
you know, I can 100% get behind what Superman wants to do here, and I love that it is
hmm
just a kid kind of like you said. The stuff at the newspaper where it's grinding the axe with like tabloids and fake headlines, like sure, also still timely, but I just don't really care about as much as
Very
like a
timely.
side plot.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, it
the movie's so
introduces this like
short,
love interest for him too,
right?
which
It
is
creates the
fine.
love
Like it
interest, and then another thing that I like about it is the way it at first you feel like it's fixing Lois Lane. He instantly,
mhm.
like in the first 15 minutes of the movie, reveals himself to her, shows that he's Superman, does the whole thing. She remembers
Get some
everything,
advice.
and then instantly
He
pulls the
does it
same
again.
shit and makes her forget. It's
It's
insane. It's
crazy. After he gets like a
absolutely
little bit of
insane.
advice, he's like, "Okay, yeah, you're going back into not knowing what's going on." It's super fucked up. Really funny though, and just crazy. You
I
also
thought
have
it was like, to me
this
when I was
great
watching, I was like,
moment.
they're finally fixing it. And I was like, thank God. But
hmm
no, they got me.
And it sucks because like I do since this is the last movie, you do want them to end up together, and they kind of never really do. They have this what's her I forget her name, the other woman in this who's like the other love interest, the daughter of the guy who comes in and
Lacey
buys.
Warfield is her character's name, played by
Yeah,
Mara Hemingway.
Lacey. By the way, Lana Lang, I guess, got fired from being a secretary at the Planet. She's no longer there, which is kind of fun,
Hey, new management,
funny, I
man.
guess. New management, and she's crushing on Clark, which is really cute. You have this double date situation with Lois and her, and Clark is running in and running out, and Superman's flying around, doing some classic sitcom situation. And honestly, I think her and Clark have good chemistry, and I don't hate it. And then you kind of get like this interesting dynamic with Lois, where she's kind of like this wingman friend trying to give him advice, and like clearly they
And
care
she's
about
into
each other.
Superman
Um,
and the different
yeah,
sides of who the
it's one of
character is.
those the piece of the time where like Lois is more in love with Superman versus Clark. Not really my personal taste of the character interpretation, but it is what it is. It's really funny when she gets thrown into space and can breathe and is screaming and like survives, I guess,
Right,
presumably. But then we also
Nuclear
never
Man captures her, and she does not explode
yes.
when they go to space. It's one of his
Yeah,
powers,
and
one of his many powers.
maybe. And Superman saves her, brings her back down to Earth, and then immediately comes back to like kick some ass with Nuclear Man. But we never see her again. Like her story is just completely dropped at that point.
Well, it's because they like
Which
weirdly
kind of
try and
sucks.
like they like wrap up the newspaper storyline before that, where Perry White's
Yeah.
like, I bought it back. We're good. Like integrity's in style, and that's
hmm
fine. It's whatever. It's just I agree. They just kind of leave that off to the side, and then Superman gives his final speech about how the world needs to have peace at the end, and there's
Yeah,
aliens.
maybe it undercuts itself a little bit. Yeah. It's just so silly. We should mention John Cryer from Two and a Half Men
Yeah, shout out to
plays
Pretty in Pink. Yeah, sure. He's basically
pretty
playing the like
of course. The little
Lenny
nephew who
Luthor.
breaks Lex out of jail. Fun fact, he does go on to play Lex Luthor in the CW Supergirl show, so he does end up getting his chance to be a Luthor in charge, which is kind of fun.
I think I've seen that. I don't know. Man, I did watch at
I
least a
haven't.
couple seasons of Supergirl. It wasn't bad.
I would watch for like the crossovers and stuff, and I think I maybe saw some scenes of him, but whenever they did the Superman and Lois spinoff, it was like another alternate take, and they had one of the guys from Walking Dead play Lex in that, so it was a little different. But
Andrew
back to
Lincoln is
this, not Andrew Lincoln, it was one of
Steven
the guys
Yeun
in the
is
later
Lex
season.
Luthor. Hey, that
That would be
almost
sick.
happened, didn't it?
I would watch
Could
that.
have happened, but unfortunately.
Man. Anything else really good about this? Oh, he stops a runaway train, and of course he does like the classic. Folks, just want you to know that this is a safe public transportation. Like, don't distrust it. Like, it's overall really safe. Like, that is classic Superman to me. I think that's really good. What else in this?
And a lot of good world set pieces again. You've got the
hmm
Statue of Liberty, which one of my favorite cinematic
hmm
devices to be used. He's got to save it. He's got to pick it up and carry it. There's also the Great Wall of China, a volcanic explosion. Decent stuff.
Yeah, it opens with him like saving Russians from a satellite, which is pretty cool
Right.
too.
Yeah. He saves the
Um,
Russians. He speaks to them in Russian. That kind of obviously sets
mhm.
up the nuclear disarmament thing. And then he's talking Italian later as well to the guys. So he's all over the place.
Oh,
Also, this is the device of he goes back to his home. He picks up
yeah,
the power source. Um, it's not Marlon Brando talking to him because they couldn't get that guy
it's his mom.
to speak. It's his mom again. The same thing they had to do for Superman 3. Um, it's fine, and again, it's just like they can keep adding stuff to his background. This was there the whole
It's kind
time.
of a yeah, it's interesting because like at that point, he's going back to the camp farm and they're gonna sell it, so it's kind of this idea of moving on and growing up a little bit. And in doing so, you have this great moment of this local real estate guy coming in and being like,
Throws
Clark,
a
you never were good
nasty
at
curveball,
baseball.
dude.
And Clark just whiffs on purpose, of course, then he walks away and hits the most amazing homer of all time.
Smacks it
Just
right into the
that's
sun.
I think and it's just like that's just for him. What a guy. He's just like, you know what? I just want to see if I can do it. And he does, and it's sick. Very reminiscent of him kicking that mile-long field goal in the first Superman back in Smallville. So he's an athlete. We love him.
Do you think
Mm.
this is like a good ending to Christopher Reeve as Superman?
I'll say this. People kind of joke is this one being the worst movie. I don't think this is the worst send-off for
I
him. I
don't think
think
it's
if
the
you ended on the
worst
second or
either.
third, yeah. I think there were worse ways to end his appearance. I think this was honestly pretty good overall. But
Notably, I think it was like 40 minutes longer. They cut out like it's a very short movie, and
Hmm.
I think it feels pretty slick and breezy for the most part. You are probably missing some stuff, but you don't need it. There's a reason it was cut out. Um, Final thoughts. We got 15 seconds left here.
Sick moon fight. He should have just punched him to the dark side of the moon though, and then just had. Oh, you know what he should have done? He should
He
have
would
made a
have met the
fortress of
Transformers.
solitude on the moon. That would have been cool
Oh,
too. That'd have been
yeah.
sick.
I think it's a good final shot of Superman
Yeah,
as the sun rises, and it's fair. Also, I didn't say
it's
in the last
exciting.
episode, good music on Supergirl. Jerry Goldsmith, shout out to him.
True.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, as we move on from this one and look at some of the other interpretations, I think there's gonna be some aspects of this that you will miss, like kind of the slice of life, like little vignettes of saving, and we're gonna get to some like not so interesting takes, I think, going forward. I'm curious what you'll think. And here's to Superman Returns and Superman versus the Elite is coming up soon too, and I'm really excited for that one.
The Christopher Reeve run is done, but it really isn't because Superman Returns. It's just a sequel. It's the continuation.
That's
It's all the
kind
same.
of true. It's kind of
He
true.
returns.